Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. We're really glad that you're here. I'm Steve,
And I'm Scott.
and together we are Backyard Musings, the science and technology channel.
Yeah, and we're talking about a space related topic this afternoon. And it has a little bit to do with SpaceX. Hopefully, everybody's familiar with SpaceX,
Yeah.
private space exploration company. Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
His deal. So yeah, let's get into this.
A,
Sounds
D,
very
a DLR analysis suggests Starship may define the future of heavy launch, but Europe could pursue a smaller, more efficient, partially reusable path of its own. In the summer of 2023, SpaceX achieved something that aerospace engineers had discussed for generations, even if many did not expect to witness it in themselves. Starship, a stainless steel vehicle taller than a 30-story building, fired all 33 of its engines at once and rose from the coast of Texas. Would you like to know more?
okay. The test flight was not flawless, but the rocket left the pad. Later, during the flight test, the super heavy booster returned and was caught in midair by the giant mechanical arms of its own launch tower. At that point, it became hard to deny that space flight had entered a new era. And I remember this. That was the
So
cool. That was the
it came
coolest thing.
back to ground and then it grabbed it?
I guess so. Yeah. And I think since then they've even improved it, right? Because it when you watched it happen, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie it's kind of a puppet cartoon thing called the Thunderbirds. You ever
Yeah.
watch that?
Yeah.
Um, it reminded me of that because everything looked kind of robotic and cartoonish in a way because the thing just comes floating down and then it eventually just finds its launching pad. Just
Right
bizarre.
out of a movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's bizarre. So,
Starship is being built to deliver more than 100 metric tons to low Earth orbit while being fully reusable. If SpaceX reaches the target, Starship would become the most powerful and most economical rocket ever built. For national space agencies and private launch companies worldwide, the central question has shifted. It is no longer whether Starship can transform the industry, but how everyone else should respond.
yeah. Researchers at the German Aerospace Center, which is the DLR, have now released one of the most detailed independent studies of Starship's performance to date. Notably, they did not base their work on SpaceX's public performance claims. Instead, they reviewed the publicly streamed footage from the first four integrated flight tests and extracted telemetry data moment by moment.
They then use those data to create and test detailed performance models of the vehicle. The resulting assessment presents Starship as a system whose real capabilities are more carefully defined, yet still more impressive than its promotional image might suggest.
The analysis confirmed that in its current form, a fully reusable Starship can deliver around 59 tons to low Earth orbit. That is roughly what a Falcon Heavy can achieve. And heavy, that must be what, the size, I guess,
Yeah, so
can achieve without recovering any of its boosters at all. The next generation version, equipped with the more powerful Raptor 3 engines and enlarged fuel tanks, is projected to achieve around 115 tons in reusable mode and potentially 188 tons if flown expendably, surpassing even the mighty Saturn V. That was the big rocket that propelled the Apollo during the Apollo era. But the more striking part of the paper is a detailed design for a European alternative capable of launching over 70 tons to orbit, called the RLV-C5. So the big thing about the Saturn V was it was a huge rocket, but it was not reusable.
right.
It's a one and done deal. So
Mhm.
um, big bucks, right?
Yeah,
This is this
totally.
is this is going to save a lot of money. So,
Make it commercially viable.
right.
The concept pairs the winged reusable booster stage from DLR's long-running Spaceliner project with an expendable upper stage designed to maximize payload. It burns liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen, which is a more efficient combination than the methane and oxygen that powers Starship's Raptor engines, and its booster does not land the way Starship does. Instead of descending tail first on a column of rocket fire, the Spaceliner booster glides back through the atmosphere on wings before being captured in midair by a large subsonic aircraft. I'd love to see that. I mean, catching it in midair.
Yeah.
It is a recovery method that sounds almost science fictional, but one that DLR researchers argue has distinct advantages. The booster needs no fuel reserved for landing burns, which means more of every kilogram of propellant goes towards actually reaching orbit.
In comparison, Starship is more than 3 times heavier than the RLV-C5 at launch. A significant portion of that mass is the cost of fuel reusability, heat shield tiles, landing fuel, structural reinforcements, the wings. Of every ton Starship sends to orbit, only around 40% is payload. However, the RLV-C5, with its simpler, partially reusable approach, manages to put 74% of its mass to orbit into a useful payload. What it lacks in raw capacity, it gains in efficiency.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah.
The DLR researchers are careful to frame this not as a competition, but as a choice. Starship's extraordinary capacity and planned rapid reuse make it ideal for missions requiring truly massive payloads. For example, moon bases, Mars missions, and giant satellite constellations.
Yeah. The RLV-C5 addresses a different need for sovereign European access to super heavy lift without the extraordinary investment required to develop a fully reusable system from scratch. It could be built using components already under investigation, and the researchers suggest it could slot in as an intermediate step within the Spaceliner program before a fully reusable version arrives.
There is a caveat that hangs over all of this, and the DLR team acknowledges it plainly. Starship is already flying, even if imperfectly. The RLV-C5 exists on paper. The gap between those two states is not trivial. The thermal protection system that keeps Starship alive during reentry was damaged so severely during the 4th test flight that it had to be completely redesigned. Full and rapid reusability, the thing that makes Starship's economics work, remains an unsolved engineering problem.
Europe is starting far behind, but as lead author Moritz Herberhold and his colleagues at the German Aerospace Center conclude, the RLV-C5 offers an effective path for Europe to independently develop partially reusable super heavy launch capabilities, and sometimes a smarter path matters more than a faster path. I agree with that. So,
Smarter, faster, better.
Yeah.
In that order.
Yeah, this sounds cool. And, I think it's cool that more countries are getting involved in this, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like the space race, but back in the 50s, the space race was Russia and the U.S. There was nobody else involved. So Sputnik, remember the Sputnik? Well, that was in 56 or 57, I think. So, so this is cool. The more the merrier, right?
Yep.
The more the merrier. So, great story.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you in the morning.
Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you in the morning. Thanks.